All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kadash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is the name of His only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right. I also like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, and I like to say peace and safety to the elect of Israel and the hopeful elect, and the one third of Israel that's following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their abilities. To you I say Shalom. Alright, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And I just wanted to bring out a couple of precepts to touch on this wicked holiday known as Thanksgiving. Alright? Because a lot of people, a lot of Jakes, a lot of people, Jake especially, but a lot of people believe that Thanksgiving is something that's celebrated because the Pilgrims and the Native Americans came together and gave thanks for crops and stuff, whatever. But that's all folly and false, man. All right, this is an opinion-based article, but it still states historical facts. All right, they're written by the Charles Blow from the New York Times. All right, it's called "The Horrible History of Thanksgiving," and I just wanted to bring out a quick paragraph from this article. But first, let's bring out Amos 5 and 21. I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Alright, so now, based on the history of Thanksgiving, it really should be a solemn feast day. It shouldn't be a glorious feast day where everybody's merry and everybody's happy. No, you're basically celebrating the murder of over 100 million so-called Native Americans, all right, which are the northern tribe of Israel. You're celebrating the mass murder, the genocide of God's chosen people, man. And this is what you're gonna. I want people to remember this while they're eating their turkey and eating their pumpkin pie and stuff, whatever. But the word solemn really means formal and dignified, but it also means not cheerful, something serious, characterized by deep sincerity. All right, it's not something solemn. It's usually something depressing, something sad. But Thanksgiving isn't a solemn holiday, isn't a solemn feast day because the Most High didn't ordain that day to be a feast day. Why would He celebrate the murder of His own people, man? All right, we celebrate Passover. It's the sparing of our people, but the murder of the Egyptians, the people that had us in captivity. All right. In the next verse, Amos 5 and 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings of your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. All right. And that turkey is a sacrificial turkey. It's a burnt offering when you think about it, because that's basically it's kind of an idol. It's a sacrifice to a false idol. All right. But the Most High is not going to accept that. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not accepting that, man. People, Christians want to pray over their turkeys or thank Jesus, so-called Jesus, for their turkeys, man. That's a straight folly, man. A straight madness. And in 2020, if you're still saying Happy Thanksgiving, your ass is through, man. It's insane. It's insane. Amos 5 and 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols, man. He's not going to hear you celebrating. He's not going to hear your praises if you're celebrating this wicked holiday, man. This helly day, man. Alright, but let me jump back to this article and point out the paragraph I wanted to show. This is basically the history of Thanksgiving. As Grace Donnelly wrote in a 2017 piece for Fortune magazine. Now I would show the source, but it has a paywall, which means you have to sign in and pay for the to read the article. I'm not trying to do all that, but this is what I wanted to bring out. The celebration in 1621 did not mark a friendly turning point and did not become an annual event. Relations between the Wampanoag and the settlers deteriorated, leading to the Pequot War in 1637 in retaliation for the murder of a man the settlers believed the Wampanoags killed. All right, so the so-called white man, they believe that the natives killed one of their people, a settler. All right, and in retaliation for the murder of this man, they burned a nearby village, killing as many as 500 men, women, and children. All right, scripture said eye for an eye, not you kill one person and you kill 500 people in return. And this is why this devil's gonna pay for what he's done, man. This is why he's gonna pay for what he's done. And we don't even know if this man was murdered because he didn't get there was no trial or anything. All right, there was no witnesses. There's no two or three witnesses. All right, this is wicked justice. All right. Following the massacre, William Bradford, the governor of Plymouth, wrote that for the next 100 years, every Thanksgiving Day ordained by a governor was in honor of the bloody victory, thanking God that the battle had been won. You see, man? You see what you're celebrating? You see what you're wishing when you say Happy Thanksgiving? All right? The murder of 500 million, I'm sorry, Slovakia, 500 men, women, and children. But it's not just that. Just 16 years after the Wampanoag, Slovakia if I'm butchering that, shared that meal, they were massacred. All right? This is what they do, man. This is what they do, man. So I just want to bring this out too, Slovakia. I only said one paragraph, but all right. According to History.com, from the time Europeans arrived on the American shores, the frontier, the edge territory between white man civilization and the untamed natural world, became a shared space of vast, clashing differences that led the U.S. government to authorize over 1,500 wars, attacks, and raids on Indians, the most of any country in the world against its indigenous people. That's a violent man. A violent man. They basically pillaged the so-called America. And this is why Babylon has to fall. Blood defiles the land. Now, if you have the blood from over 1,500 wars, this is the blood. Oh, they even talk about the Trails of Tears. All right. So let me just keep going. And this says nothing of all the treaties brokered and then broken, or all the grabbing of land, removing population, including the most famous removal of the natives, the Trail of Tears. Beginning in 1831, tens of thousands of natives of Americans were forced to relocate from their ancestral lands in the southeast to lands west of the Mississippi River. Many died along the way. All right, and this is what these people are, man. This is what these people are. 1,500 wars, treaties broken. All right. Slovakia, where is that precept? Oh. Slovakia, bear with me 1 second. Slovakia. I wanted to get this. A couple of precepts in Psalms describes the so-called white man to the T. Alright? Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Alright? Treaties brokered, then broken. Alright? This is a man of war. Alright? If you have a treaty, if you ever have a peace treaty, there should be no wars, man. The U.S. government broke every single peace treaty they had with the so-called Native Americans, man. The northern not the northern, the part of the Northern Kingdom, Gad, the Gadites here, man, were ultimately obliterated, if you think about it, because now they're 1% of the population. Before there were 100. All right, Gad and Reuben. but war was in their hearts. His words were salted in oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's what it is, man. That's what these people do. They tell you peace, peace, and they lie about it, man. Psalms 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born. They be born, speaking lies. That's what they do, man. They tell lies. If you believe anything the so-called white man says, you're a fool. You're a fool. He calls you black, which is a byword, right? He tells you that he discovered this land, but those people here already. It makes no sense, man. It's straight lies. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. All right. People love Thanksgiving just because of the food, man. That's what gets people. But it's better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. All right. Jake looking forward to this day, man. They can't wait to cut into that turkey and that ham and that cranberry sauce, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like cranberry sauce and turkey too, but I'm not gonna eat it or celebrate it. I'm not gonna celebrate the holiday, man. This holiday is through, man. And people texting saying, well, happy Thanksgiving. It's foolish, man. Straight folly. But I don't have the energy to snap on everybody, man. I just don't respond. Alright? They want us to celebrate. What is this, man? For one man, 500 men, women, and children dead. And the governor wrote, for the next 100 years, every Thanksgiving day ordained by a governor was in honor of the bloody victory. Thanking God. You see, that's straight hypocrisy, man. Straight hypocrisy. And this is Isaiah 10 and 6. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge, to take the spoil and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. The only reason that Thanksgiving is even a day that this even happened, that the so-called white man was sent here to destroy the so-called Native Americans, is because we went off, man. And this is our punishment. The so-called white man and all other nations are our punishment for going off, for breaking our covenant, the covenant which we had with Yahweh, man. And this is our fault. So now we have to rectify it. We have to fix this situation by turning back and saying we're sorry, and we will keep the covenant. All right. And the Most High will take us back, man, as it is written. Let me prove that. Salakia. It's one of my favorite precepts because it's true, man. It's all the precepts are true, all the scriptures is true, but this one hits. Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? All right. If you're a real man and you have a wife and she starts smashing other dudes, you're not gonna want her back, man. Her land's gonna be greatly polluted, man. She's gonna be defiled. But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. All right. Even though we went off continually, we played harlot with many lovers. Egyptology, Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, all right, atheism, all right, American following white supremacy, but voting. When you vote, you are perpetuating white supremacy, all right. All these things we do, we're choosing these things over Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But he will still take us back if we return. But Jake is hard-headed, man. They don't want to leave this place, man. They love eating this turkey. They love it. In school, the story we learned was simple too. Pilgrims and Native Americans came together to give thanks. It's folly, man. Straight folly. Straight folly. And look at this. Look at the picture. This picture is through. So-called white man at the table, all right, praying to his God, all right. What do you have? Most of the natives on the floor. These people should be on the floor, man. This place is through, man. This place is through. Psalms 35 and 15. But in my adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yup. That's why King Salakia, that's what the governor said. For the next 100 years, we're going to celebrate the bloody victory. Alright? Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me and ceased not. What does that word abjects mean? Despicable. Whoo, let me get that in the blue letter. Robert Kashah. 35, Psalms 35 and 13. What? Oh, 15, Salakia. Nake. Nake.
Strong's H 5222. Nege.
Nekhe.
Nege.
Stricken, smitten, a railer, slanderer, a smiter, a traducer. But hey, you see, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me, and they ceased not. Next 100 years, we're gonna celebrate this, man. Next 100 years, that's what they said. Look at the Jake till this day, still celebrating. All right, that's part of the curses too, man. Mosai says he's gonna put fetters of iron on us until we be destroyed, man. Destroyed people. Psalms 35 and 16. With hypocritical mockers in feast, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. And that's what this day is, man. Hypocritical mockers feasting, man. They say never forget 9/11, but give thanks, or the Native American massacre was so long ago. When it wasn't that long ago, when you think about it, it's only about a couple of generations, not a couple, maybe a few generations. That's not that far. America is not that old. America is not a 1,000-year-old nation, man. It's very young. All right. But this is hypocritical mockers in feast. They gnash upon me with their teeth. Man, scriptures are true, man. These scriptures are a living book. Psalms 35 and 17. Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. All right. And that's what we are, man. We're praying in this place, man. But the Most High said, fear not thou worm Jacob. And what's a worm? A worm is like the most defensive animal. They don't have claws. They don't have teeth. All they can do is dig and hide, man. All they can do is hide. Fear not, though. Let me bring that out. Salakia. Isaiah 41 and 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. That's the southern and northern kingdoms, man. I will help thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Alright? We're not afraid of these people, man. We're not afraid. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord, man. But we're not going to celebrate their wicked-ass holidays either, man. We have our own holidays to celebrate. Holy days, man. Ecclesiasticus 33 and 7, or the book of Sirach 33 and verse 7. Why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? All right, all the days are the same. The sun goes up, sun goes down for each and every day. The sun doesn't take no day off. The sun doesn't treat one day better than another. All right, but there are special days. All right, verse 8. By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. All right, holy days come from the Most High. Whatever holiday is ordained by Yahweh, that's the holidays we celebrate. All right, and this is and we follow those holidays. Thanksgiving is not in the scriptures, man. Thanksgiving is not anywhere in the scriptures, so you can't thank God for something. Truly, that doesn't really belong to you, man. Thanking God for the battle of the one. Thank God we killed his own people. This is folly, man. Verse 9. Some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. All right? This is an ordinary day for us, man. This is an ordinary day. This isn't a day hallowed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? But the so-called white man hallowed it. And that's why you're celebrating it. And that's why you're gonna get destroyed, Jake. Keep celebrating these holidays, man. It'll be the Lord willing, it's the last Thanksgiving ever for Babylon. All right. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone of Ruel. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel and the hopeful elect, which consists of Akim and Akwav, that's listening in truth and sincerity and following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Shalom. And Abad Babal.